I've looked at myself in the mirror. I look at pictures that I'm in. I look at videos that I'm in. And I can't see what black security guards see in me. I can't see what maybe a person at St. Martin's children's home saw in me yesterday. Uh, um, but it's generally not very positive. I'm not seen for my behavior, my qualifications, my abilities, my interest, my track record. I don't know. It seems like I'm clean. I have clean clothes on. I don't smell bad. I'm well mannered, but I'm not going to feed a person's need for insatiable amounts of self-importance. I can't do that. I'm not supposed to be responsible for that. But if someone greets me, I greet them back. If I'm going to, like, the children's home, I greet the person that I meet, and we go on with the appointment that was scheduled. Yeah, because once again, I went to New Jagannath Puri that I like to go to, because Agni Dev Prabhu is in South Africa, and I love chanting in the company of a saintly person who's been practicing bhakti yoga for over 50 years. But once again, when I go there, the security, they follow me, they ask me questions that are not relevant to anything. And I don't tolerate these interrogations from security guards, because immigration, security, police officers, I haven't had a good experience with them, and for no reason whatsoever. Like I was at the temple, and this security guard, of all the people there, decides to talk to me. And maybe you can justify it and say, well, you don't look like a regular devotee. You have a backpack on, but I don't look like a homeless person, do I? And I just used the bathroom. I went up to the temple, then used the bathroom, and then go back up, and security guard runs to talk to me. To me, it is harassment. I think security guards should just be watching, and if someone presents suspicious behavior, then you can address the matter respectfully. So it's in South Africa. I think if you drive a car, then they will not be concerned about you. But if you don't drive a car, then you might be a criminal. If you don't carry a backpack, then it's okay. If you carry a backpack, it means that you're a criminal. So they will approach you. But I think this is terrible to assess whether you could be a school student. You could be a university student, and people go to university at any age. You could be an environmentalist, and therefore you don't drive a car. So this is terrible that we have security guards making people feel like there's something wrong with their appearance, something wrong with their behavior, and therefore they become a person of interest. And yet there are so many break-ins, even though they are security guards. I think security guards are bored because crime is not happening all the time. Especially like at a Hare Krishna temple. It's not happening all the time. So you get bored, and then you find somebody that you can entertain yourself with. But to that person, you're not entertaining. Like with me, I've been attacked by Thompson Security in South Africa. This is the only country where that has happened. I've been, with immigration, I don't like it because in Hong Kong I was stripped simply because I was walking with a black person. you know. Uh, and I feel bad for the black friend that I was with because he's a professional runner. But with those places, I already hate immigration because they can randomly search you. They can strip you down to your last piece of clothing. It's so embarrassing and invasive, and there's nothing you can do about that. You know, I think if you waste time with an innocent person, then the person who's guilty gets away with it. So many years of crime prevention, and people don't have better ways of doing it. They get it. I mean, a person like me, right? My whole life, uh, I've been trying to be a good person, trying to seek the truth. I was in the ministry. I worked with children at risk. I worked with orphanages. I took no money, and I studied for so many years, never being able to get a chance when I was like in Christian work to serve in a church. I think the most I got working at the church in South Africa was 500 rands a month. And that was like, I think maybe 2000 and yeah, maybe the year 2000. And, uh, and then I would get donations, but it would go straight into the mission because in Christian missions, you have to pay the mission to serve. There's no funding for to take care of missionaries in terms of like their basic needs like food and shelter. You have to pay for everything. And so I got funded by churches and used whatever money I had of my own. Uh, yeah. So now a person like me that has done most things for charity, and I'm talking about taking food to hungry children or providing a space for people to be inspired. And I could see that many people were touched by these spiritual programs that I was a part of, living in squatter camps by choice because I prayed about it and felt I should move in that direction. And I was very fulfilled living in squalor. You know, I'm not the same person now, but the point is, since my transformation, a move away from Christianity or organized religion, organized Christianity, Bible-based, uh, theologically motivated Christianity, I moved away from that many years ago, 20 years ago actually. Since my move away, I got into education. I taught at the university, I taught at schools, and I never sought power. I never sought recognition. I, you know, in going into this field, I thought that education is the most important thing for us to have a better world. And I still think that, you know. And even now, I moved back to South Africa to make a contribution through my PhD, and I'm unjustly treated. No one wants to mark it. No one wants to supervise the study. I basically finished it. I just have to write out the chapters, but I'm not going to write 160 pages and not get the qualification. It's totally unfair and a waste of time and energy. And I thought I would get involved in research on how to mobilize our South African community so that communities can fight for a more dignified life by because our dignity is being robbed from us by the government of South Africa and all its different operations. So the only way for us to have any possibility for a brighter future is for the people to be mobilized. And I get no opportunities with all that effort, you know. So to me, life, it's not imagined that life is unfair. It is unfair. Yeah, so I don't like to live because it's just a waste of time, a waste of energy, you know. And if things were circumstantially okay, uh, yeah, I don't. I think I would not feel like this. You know, but that's not my reality. I don't live in a space where things are circumstantially okay. You know, not being able to contribute and being excluded and being prejudiced without any evidence of being a bad person is not a good feeling to live with. You know, so I just look forward to the day when it's all fucking over.